Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shalom. Quick lesson. Brakatha YaHaWah, Brakatha YaHaWaShi, Brakatha YaHaWah, Brakatha YaHaWaShi, Brakatha YaHaWah, Brakatha YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham Qadash. Double honors once again to the apostles or elders, a great Muslim who taught me this truth in entirety, according to the Bible. Peace and salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth all over the earth. So yeah, quick lesson. I was meditating this morning on some precepts that came to my mind, reading some scriptures. And the minute I go to make the lesson, phone starts ringing like 4 spam callers in a row. Like the minute I turned on my phone, I said, okay, let me drop this lesson. Spam callers, like 4 in a row. And then I'm 10 minutes into my lesson, about to wrap it up. My phone crashes, man. Right? Yeah, man, that's Satan, yo. That's Satan. But yeah, let's get some precepts, man. I don't know what I'm going to title the lesson, but pretty much the topic is the fear and the dread that the other nations had for Israel. Israel being the people, right? The people being today's so-called blacks, Native American, Native Indians, and Hispanics, right? That's who the people of Israel are today, right? But yeah, the fear and the dread that these other nations had for us right after the Exodus, man, right after our deliverance, man, right? From Egypt, right? The fear and the dread, it was crazy, man. But yeah, let's get some precepts. Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 4. And command thou the people, verse 3. Deuteronomy 2, verse 3. Ye have compassed this mountain long enough, turn you northward. Right? And that was the Most High telling Moses, take the children of Israel and move northward, man. And command thou the people, saying, ye are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take ye good heed unto yourselves, therefore. Right? This verse shows you right here, man. Esau was shook. Children of Israel's coming, frightened. Right? Verse 9. And YaHaWah said unto me, distress not the Moabites. Distress not the Moabites. Moabites heard we were coming, frightened. They're under stress. Right? Verse 10. Salakia. Verse 19. Deuteronomy 2, verse 19. And when thou comest nigh over against the children of Ammon, distress them not. I'm just going straight to the point here, man. Right? Shook, frightened, man. That's 3 precepts right there, man. Distress them not. Verse 25, Deuteronomy 2, verse 25. This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee. Khan. YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi put the fear and the dread of the children of Israel on every nation right after our exodus, man, from the land of Egypt, right? The fear and the dread. So these other nations heard we were coming, they were shook, man, distressed, man, right? They didn't want nothing to do with it, none of us, man. The fame that preceded us, the fame of YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi that preceded us, let's get that. Joshua chapter 9, verse 9. Joshua chapter 9, verse 8. And they said unto Joshua, we are thy servants. And Joshua said unto them, who are ye? These were some Gibeonites talking to Joshua, right? And from whence come ye? Verse 9. And they said unto him, from a very far country, thy servants are come because of the name of YaHaWah thy power, for we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt. Khan. They heard of us. These other nations heard of us. And they got shook, man. The fame of YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi that preceded us wherever we went. These scriptures show that, man. right? And that fear is about to come back, man. That fear is about to come back, man. This next salvation, this next deliverance, man. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, right? So when this next deliverance comes, man, when these chariots come to beam, most high willing, we're of the elect, right? When these chariots come to start beam us up, man, right? And those that have afflicted us start to witness it, man. The strangeness of the salvation, man, right? Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, right? When these other nations seeing us being delivered and beamed up, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, man. That fear is going to come back. That fear that they had of the children of Israel right after the exodus from Egypt, that fear is going to come back when we're delivered from the north countries, man, right? This strangeness of our deliverance, this strangeness of his salvation, spoken about in Wisdom chapter 5, that's from the north countries, man. This hasn't happened yet, right? This has yet to happen, right? And it's going to happen. The deliverance from the north countries is going to happen, man. It's prophecy, man, right? Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Right? They're not going to be able to comprehend it, understand it. They're just going to be seeing these chariots beaming up the children of Israel, beaming up the elect. Most high willing, we are of that elect. Beaming us up, man. Right? And then they're going to be the other nations, verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, right? They're going to be angry, pissed off, brokenhearted, right? Their spirit's going to be broken, right? And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach, right? Right. And the only people on the face of this planet in derision and reproach and a byword, right, is the children of Israel, man, right? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, right? And those getting beamed up in those chariots will be the elect. Most high willing, we're of the elect, right? But this strangeness of his salvation, this is the deliverance from the north. Jeremiah 16. So that fear and dread's going to come back, man. Jeremiah 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Right? So that was the first Exodus, man, when that fear and dread was put on all other nations, right? Verse 15. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. Right. So this deliverance from the north. The north is where the north and all the other lands where the Most High YaHaWah scattered us, man. Right. Right. So when these other nations are witnessing this deliverance, which is going to be a spectacle, right? It's gonna outdo the deliverance from Egypt. It's going to be a spectacle, right? Then that fear and that dread, that these other nations had of us, pursuant to those precepts in Deuteronomy and Joshua that we're reading off, right? Then that fear and that dread is going to come back on all these other nations, man, right? Right? Yeah, man, these other nations, their hearts melted, man, when they heard we were coming, man, right? Joshua 5, verse 1. Their hearts melted, man. That fear and that dread. Joshua 5, verse 1. And it came to pass when all the kings of the Amorites, which are on the side of Jordan westward, and all the kings of the Canaanites, which are by the sea, heard that YaHaWah had dried up the waters of Jordan from before the children of Israel, until we were passed over, that their heart melted. Neither was there spirit in them anymore, because of the children of Israel. Right. So when these other kings, the Canaanite kings and the Amorite kings, heard what YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi had done, right? In this case, of drying up the Red Sea so the children of Israel could pass through, right? When Pharaoh was in pursuit, right? When they heard about this, the fame, when they heard about this, their hearts melted, man. And there was no spirit in them. Shook, man. Frightened, panic. Don't want nothing to do with the children of Israel. Don't come through here, go over there. Halal, YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham, Qadash. Yeah, man. That fear is going to come back, man. You know what I mean? Right? There's no knowledge. You see, in this kingdom, Esau's kingdom, right, where we're scattered, you know, there's no fear of YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, man. Right? There's no fear. There's no fright. Right? Right? These nations used to quiver. You know what I mean? They used to quiver. Numbers 22, verse 3. Numbers 22, verse 3. And Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. Once again, a reference of distressed because of the children of Israel. Distressed, man. Moab. That's today's Chinese, Asians, right? Moab was distressed, sore afraid, right? Right, and that fear is going to come back, man. You know what I mean? Right? Let's close out with that, man. Zechariah 12, verse 8. In that day, the feeble should be made like David. Right? This hasn't happened yet either, man. And this is going to happen. Right? Zechariah 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Most High defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them, right? The weak among the children of Israel, right? And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, as an angel of the Lord before them. Right. Spiritual powers, man. Right. Made like mighty men, man. Right. Right. Didn't Saul slew 1,000, David slew 10,000? Matter of fact, let's close out with that, man. Joshua 23, verse 1 man shall chase 1,000. Joshua 23, verse 10. Joshua 23, verse 9. For the Most High hath driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. Right? This is going to happen again, man. Right? Verse 10. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Most High, your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. Khan. Verse 11. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord your power, YaHaWah your power. Halal, YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham Qadash. Right, I pray you're edified. Right? Pray you're edified. It was a quick lesson. You know what I mean? The fear and the dread that they had for us, man. That fear is going to come back, man, pursuing through these scriptures, man. Right? Stay focused, stay prayed up. Right? Stay in these precepts, stay in these prayers, stay prayed up. You know what I mean? Don't fall out, man. We're at the end of this thing, man. You know what I mean? Stay in the spirit, stay in the truth. Kwam Yasharala, about ball.